at the vacancies, at the job offers that you can find in different areas, in different fields, you will see that employers actually put being a user of Microsoft Office as an important skill, sometimes as a compulsory skill, like mandatory to be offered the job. You have to be able to work with Microsoft Office. And I think that this is, again, absolutely clear, because almost every job in the market right now is somehow connected with using Microsoft Office. It can be just Word, it can be just Excel, if it's like finance, or, well, something connected with lots of numbers and lots of data. It can be PowerPoint if you're a teacher and you prepare presentations for your students. So more or less, but we all use Office at least a little bit. And today I prepared for you 3 little nice tips, some ideas, maybe some, cheat paths within Microsoft Office programs that will hopefully help you work with these programs more efficiently, and maybe we'll solve some of your problems. We'll see. So we'll talk about 3 different programs: Word, Excel, and PowerPoint. And we'll see if you are using them a lot and if these ideas might be useful for you. And we'll start with Microsoft Word. So a very, very simple question, guys. Do you use Microsoft Word in your work life or maybe your private life? Well, actually, it doesn't matter. Like, just tell me if you use Microsoft Word. Lots of pluses, more pluses this time. I see lots of pluses from Victoria, so probably an advanced user, a continuous user. That's amazing, great. So let's think about maybe your student years, maybe just a huge project that you had to do that dealt with inserting pictures or graphs or tables into your Microsoft Word document. Because I remember my master's degree, the thesis that I wrote, it actually was based on, so the topic was a kind of a meme, internet meme, which is demotivators. I don't know if any of you remember what the demotivators are. These pictures in black frames with some lines, there was some text. So that was the object of my research. And I, of course, had lots of them in my thesis. So because the pictures are usually big, and to be able to read everything, you want to make them like for the whole page. You want to choose the size, customize the size. Then, yeah, Victoria, absolutely. So I had to actually create a separate document with all my pictures in this album or horizontal orientation. So I had to put the page numbers in there correctly so that they follow the page numbering throughout the whole thesis. They were a separate document. It took some time. It's not absolutely not convenient. So today I want to show to you that it is possible to change page orientation within one document. So if you have, for example, a project, or your students are doing a project and they want to insert a picture in their document, they can actually turn 1 or 2 or a couple of pages within one document from the book orientation or vertical to album or horizontal. And today I will show you how to do that. So here is my document. It's just a newsletter, just a sample. You can see there are several pages, and one of them is this picture of a car or of a truck, right? So you see it's small here, and it's definitely better suitable for horizontal page orientation, for album orientation. So what do I need to do? first of all, please pay attention to what is here on this slide, which you can see, which is called розрив сторінки. I think that maybe some of you are using this trick, the Control-Enter combination of keys on the keyboard, which allows you to start the next sentence or the next paragraph from the new page. This is something that I also used within my thesis because, again, every chapter needs to start from the next page, from a separate page. So Control-Enter is what I have here, розрив сторінки, before and after the picture. This allows me to have this picture on a separate page in the document. So now I just need to add one more thing. So I'll go to this Макет tab. Так, і, до речі, у мене Microsoft Office українською мовою, тому інструкції в першу чергу і взагалі всі назви на сторінках будуть українською, тому я буду стрибати трошки туди-сюди з англійської на українську. Вибачте, але не було сенсу перекладати назви сторінок, якщо все одно на слайді ви їх бачите саме так. All right, so you go to Макет. And then on the left, you can see this function, which is called розриви. So I'm using this next page, розрив сторінки. That's what I already have. But what I'm going to use is the chapter break. So not the page break, but the chapter break. Це називається розрив розділу. Я ніби розділяю одну сторінку на окремі розділи. And I choose the one which is next page, right? So chapter break, next page. Розриви розділів, наступна сторінка. And now you can see on the slide that I not only have розрив сторінки before the picture, but also розрив розділу, right? And it's very important, don't forget to do it before and after this picture. It is very important, obviously. Why? Because if you don't put this like chapter break after the picture, all the other pages in the document later on will also change orientation. We don't want that. We want to change orientation in only this particular page. So 2 breaks here before and after the picture. And now it's very simple. On the same Макет tab, на цій самій вкладці, on the left, you can see orientation. So it says книжкова, or book, or A4, or vertical. It can be different names there. And you change it into album, or horizontal orientation. Bam, done. So basically that's it. The only thing left for me is to just, again, customize the size of the picture and where it is placed. So I choose the picture and go to Формат, right? And then we've got розташування по центру сторінки. So I will put it in the center of the page and then enlarge as, big as I can. So to the biggest extent, and leave it like this. So have a look at my document now. I have 2 pages which are in the album format and 1 page between them, which is in the horizontal format, right? So this is a great thing that you or your students can do no matter what you are creating. Maybe it's a report and you need to put in a table or a graph about, I don't know, your students' results for this month or term or semi-term. It doesn't matter. Well, the document can be about anything, but if you need to insert something which looks better like this, this is how you can change the page orientation within one document. So next time you have an opportunity to do that, to try it out, please do, and well, you can send me feedback. You can tell me if it worked well for you. The next program I want to show to you is Excel. And I know that maybe it is not the program that teachers used a lot or use a lot every day, but it is very convenient when you want to store the data in there. So for example, your students' progress, your students' results and marks for a long period of time. And I will show you today how to create something that is called sparkline. Right, so a sparkline is a graph, but it's a very little graph. It's the small and cute graph that you can put in one single cell on your Excel sheet so that it doesn't take a lot of space, but it's great for all the visuals. You know, if you are a visual learner or you just like data being represented in graphs or pictures or diagrams, which I do, for example, just lots of numbers sometimes confuse me. I like it to be very easy to understand. I like it to be visual. So I will show you today how to create this sparkline. So here is my Excel sheet. You can see lots of numbers in there. It doesn't matter what they say. This is just a sample. So what I want to do is I want to create this little sparkline, this little graph, showing me how my sales, in this case, went in one particular shop for one particular week. So I can create lots of these little graphs. I will start with just one. And I will do it for the shop that is called Joe's Construction. It's on the left, the left one. So first of all, I need to choose the line and insert an empty line before it. Right? Отже, я обираю останній цей рядочок, де закінчується мій тиждень, і після нього вставляю порожній рядок. So there are different ways to do that. You can do it with the right button on the mouse over here, or I go to insert on the right and choose insert lines to the Excel sheet. And now I have this empty line there. So I will choose the cell, step number 2, choose the cell where I will put in this diagram. So this is C11 for me right now, right? And now, again, it's very, very simple, just a couple of steps. I go to Вставлення або Вставка tab on the top in the menu. And on the right, there are these міні-діаграми. In English, they are called sparklines. So there are different types of sparklines. I will choose the easiest one, which is the line sparkline. Лінійчата діаграма. Як лінія, як графік, дуже просто. So click on it, and it will ask me to choose the data that I want to represent in this graph. So I just choose this week. These are cells from C5 to C10. Так, обираю ці 6 днів, коли працював цей магазин, наприклад. Ці дані виділяю і натискаємо ОК. So we press OK. And here it is. This little sparkline, this little graph, which shows me the result of the sales for this week in this particular shop. So I can create as many of those as I need. And you know, it's a great thing that you can do with your students' results. So just choose their marks for the week or the month or semi-term, term, year, and create this little graph to see how their progress was happening. And so this is a line, sparkline, but there are other types. Sometimes the data may be better represented in a column sparkline. Так? Дані різні. Головне, щоб вам було зручно переглядати ці дані, аби вам було зрозуміло, аби ваш графік був репрезентативним. Для цього обираємо просто той тип діаграмки, який вам більше підходить. Лінійчаста, є стовпчиками, яка подобається. And the best thing that I like here is that sometimes, I think that data, numbers, Excel as a program is quite, boring. It's a lot of numbers. I'm not a mathematician, so sometimes they overload me, and I like my stuff everywhere to be bright. I like bright colors. So actually, I can customize those diagrams. I can change the color scheme for them. I can add some points there. Так можна додавати точки, найвища, найнижча, по кожній з клітинок. Yes, it's great for visuals. If you like to absorb information in this visual way, if you like graphs, if you like pictures, this is a thing for you. I'm sure you try it once and you will love it and you will do it all the time. They just look nice. They're very cute. They're, very small. They don't take the whole spread, the whole paper when you print this material out, when you print the data out. It's just a little thing, but it's great for visuals, absolutely. All right. So we've covered Word and Excel. And the last program, which I'm sure if you're a teacher, you've used at least once, and I work with it all the time, as you can see from my webinars, it's PowerPoint, right? I know that students love PowerPoint presentations done by teachers, and also they love creating those PowerPoint presentations. And I don't know about you, but I personally like animation in my slides. You can put your opinion in the chat box if you use animation in your presentations, or if you think that it's not convenient, or maybe there are some teachers who think that the animations are distracting. And it could be so. It depends on the age of your learners. Definitely won't do that with primary school students. It will be a distraction for them, absolutely. A distraction, sorry. But with older students, with adults, they like that. I'm fond of them as well. So I love animations. And one thing that I, learned to do just recently is something that is called animation paths. So we know that we can add these effects to pictures or objects so that they appear on the slide and disappear from the slide in different ways. But what I really like doing, and I did it once on a seminar that I did here in Kyiv in, I think, I don't remember, it was Premier Palace Hotel, and it was a seminar for primary school. And what I did is I made some pictures move on the slide. And the effect, even on teachers, was like, whoa, they've never seen that before. And it's a great thing that I really like doing now. I do it with my trainings here at Internal. So now I will teach you, I will show you how to make objects move around your slide, which sometimes, can not be a distraction, but absolutely vice versa, can help focus your listeners, focus your students on what you want them to be looking at right now. For example, here is a slide that I have, and you see it's a screenshot from a web page, and there are some lines, some points on this screenshot. So I've created this object, which is this like a rectangular object, така рамочка без заливки. Я собі створила червоненьку, і зараз я змушую її рухатись по слайду вниз, фокусуючи увагу на тому, на що я хочу, щоб зараз дивились мої студенти. How do I do that? So I go to animation, на анімацію вкладочку, and there are all of these options from which to choose. And the first thing I do is I create the animation for this object, for this frame to appear on the slide. I like this, blurring appearance. It's called вицвітання. So it just like blur, so it magically appears on the slide. And I've chosen that, and I can see that easily because on the right, I always open this область анімації. Так, бачите, справа у мене на слайді є область анімації. Завжди користуюсь цією функцією, тому що дуже зручно слідкувати за тим, що ви додаєте, міняти місцями, якщо раптом щось переплуталось. Дуже зручно, всім рекомендую. Now, I want to make this frame move lower, right below, on the next point in my slide. So I will go to додати анімацію. Very important always to add a new animation, because if you only work with this set of animations on the left, it will change the current animation instead of adding a new one. So I click on додати анімацію, and there again there is the whole list, even more than there on the top. But I don't need any of those that I can see on the slide, and you can see right now. I need to scroll down, and at the very end, below the exit animations, you will find animation paths. Or in Ukrainian Microsoft Office, they're called шляхи переміщення. You can see there are different lines, circles, custom lines. I will just choose the easy one, which is a straight line. So click on it. You can see on the right, I have two animations now. And let's look at my slide. Так, давайте уважненько приглянемось до самого слайду, аби точно все було видно, бо може бути маленьким, щоб ви точно все побачили. So there is my red frame. And there is one more below, and it's like blurred. Right? У мене зараз є на слайді ніби дві цих червоних рамочки. Одна яскрава, а інша така заблурена трошки нижче. Посередині, пригляньтесь уважненько, я сподіваюся, що вам видно, там є по центру такі крапочки. Там, де яскрава, вона зелена, там, де вона заблурена, ця рамка, посередині червона крапочка. І їх з'єднує така пунктирна лінія. Оце і є шлях переміщення, те, як буде рухатись моя рамочка. So now I just need to adjust this path because you can see that it skipped two of the lines in my slide. So I take this red circle in the middle of my frame and I just move it up to the second line in my slide. Так, за цей центральний червоний кружечок просто мишкою взяла і підняла цю лінію вгору, так, щоб це був наступний крок по моєму слайду. Ось, в принципі, і все. А далі будемо додавати ще. Right? Then I will add the next one and also adjust it a little bit so that it is the third step. On the right, again, in the область анімації part, you can see now I have 3 of them. So I will adjust this one and I will add one more and then one more. And finally, when I play the slide, right, when I work with my presentation, this frame will move on each click of the mouse or this remote control if you have one. So I know it may sound a little confusing and I know that you want to see how it works. So I actually filmed a short video for you, a video representation of how I play this slide, how I show this slide to my colleagues, it was, and how this movement works. There is no sound in the video. Don't worry if you don't hear anything. You are not supposed to hear anything. There is no sound. Just look at how it moves. so basically that's it. So each click, when I come to the next point in my presentation, I click and this frame moves to the next point. I think it's great for focusing attention because, you know, when you're talking for some time on the same slide, students sometimes can get lost. So when you focus their attention on what you're going to talk about right now, it can be very convenient and very useful. So I hope you tried this at home. You know, sometimes you watch videos and they say, don't try this at home. Well, do try this at home. It's not harmful, it's not dangerous. Just try it once. It's not that difficult once you get used to how to do it. I'm sure your students would love it. If anything is animated, you know, you can look like you're a 3D animator, you're just, you know, trendy, and well, students will adore that, absolutely. So these were just a couple of nice features which are in these programs we use every day. And you know, before I said I've learned some of them recently. So where did I learn this? How did I get these ideas in my head for this webinar? Actually, I took a course, well, a couple of courses, and they are called Microsoft Office Specialist. So now I will tell you a couple of words about these courses, how they appeared here, and how you can get access to them if you want to. So Microsoft Office Specialists are these learning courses for each of Microsoft Office products. So if you are only working with Word, you don't need to worry about the rest of the programs. If you only work with PowerPoint, you can just do PowerPoint and nothing else. It's only about what you work with and what you want to get better trained at, which skills you want to develop, and maybe prove those skills in an international certification later on. So this will come in a moment. Each course consists of 4 to 5 modules of, first of all, video lessons. So there are videos in which you are taught on how to do different things. You watch the videos and you've got these project works, the same documents as in the videos, but you work on them on your computer. So you try to repeat the same things, you practice everything to learn how to do those things. So it's not a theory, it's absolutely practical. Actually, the materials I used today, the data sheet for Excel and the newsletter for Word are from this course. This is what you download and you work with to learn how to perform all those functions. Then, even more, there are practice laboratories built in this course where you will also practice the same tools, the same features, but on different projects to see if you remember where to click, how to move, what to choose, and so on. And there is even an interactive glossary for you for some terms that might be used in the course. And interactive means that you can create flashcards from them. If you are the teacher who loves flashcards, this is something for you. So you create the flashcards and they can flip over so you can see the term and the definition and remember them better. So these Microsoft Office Specialist courses are here now in Ukraine in 2020, thanks to the company that is called Certiport. So this is the company that was founded in the USA, in Utah, in 1997, almost like ADINTERNAL. I think it's probably the same year. Maybe ADINTERNAL was 1996. I can't actually remember well, but it's almost the same year. But in 2012, this company was acquired by Pearson. So now it's a Pearson business. And as you know, ADINTERNAL Education is a representative of Pearson here in Ukraine. So this is why we decided to do Certiport in Ukraine as well this year. Actually, Certiport is focused, their whole approach, which I will show to you in a moment, aims at international exams, international certification in different skills, including IT, Microsoft Office, teaching, soft skills, business skills, and so on. And every year, more than 3 million people are doing those exams around the world. And around the world is not, an exaggeration, because Certiport operates in 153 countries around the world. It's the biggest global certification company, well, in general, as the biggest one. And country number 153 now is Ukraine, because the internal education in 2020 has become the authorized testing center for all the Certiport examinations and is the provider of all the Certiport products. We've got our own webpage for it, certify.com.ua. I will bring it back at the end, so don't worry. But what do I mean by Certiport products? There are more than one. So it all starts with learning materials, learning courses. Actually, it could be different skills. So maybe it's a skill you want to develop, as using PowerPoint, for example. Maybe it's a new skill that you want to gain. Maybe you personally right now are thinking about learning how to program. As we know, the future is digital. Maybe you want to learn programming. Maybe you like working with pictures, you like design, you want to learn Photoshop. Or you want to learn how to work with videos. Certiport has learning materials for lots of different programs and lots of different fields. Then, after you learn the skill, after you get this knowledge, you can do a practice test, which is kind of like a mock exam. And you prepare for the format of this final international certification. So this is the Certiport approach to things. Learn, practice, certify. 3 steps for making sure that, well, remember we started talking about your resume. This is how you can make sure your resume is different from everybody else. And it starts with, you can start with a course like Microsoft Office Specialist, a learning course. Then there is a practice test, and at the end you can do this international exam, which is available now via ADINTERNAL Education, and you can get one of these certificates. So you can see some of them here on the slide. These are mine. You've got Word and PowerPoint here and Outlook. I'm not a huge user of Excel. I haven't done Excel yet, but I've got these 3, for example. And this is this proof that I can now add to my resume, because I do have this line saying I'm experienced user of Microsoft Office. Now, it's not just my words. It's the certification, which is international, which is recognized by Microsoft itself. And this is the only exam on this Microsoft product that you can take around the world. It's the only one. And this is why ADINTERNAL now is also a partner of Microsoft, not only Certiport, because we want to represent these exams here in Ukraine